see the greatest. This is see the champs, man. He like my Snapchat game. He like, how you be doing that?
What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, Boxing Ego here. I'm with Bay Area's own hard hitter, KARIM Mayfield. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. You know, just at the gym. You know, I came to see my homeboys get it in, get a little sparring there, and they got something coming up, so I'm just showing my support. You know, I can't stay away from the gym anyway.
Yeah, I heard you say you wanted to spar, but you're going to give yourself a little bit of relaxation. You just had a fight, which I want to talk to you about.
Right.
Now, you fought a guy from the same place as Gennady Golovkin, Kazakhstan, Bayaktar Eyubov on Showtime last Friday. What did you think of the fight? I'm going to tell you what I heard after and kind of the feedback I got, but I want to know, do you think you won that fight?
I certainly know I did win the fight. You know, I was able to, first of all, neutralize his onslaught. If you ever seen any of his highlights, or it's been the last time he fought on Showbox, he ran through his opponents. His opponents, all 10, was knocked out. He was 10-0, 10 knockouts, and he had never been past the third round. So he comes to blistering his opponents, and I was able to neutralize that out the gate. That's one thing. And then, I mean, that's your question. I had a higher punch count than him, hit him with some hard shots. I certainly won the fight, man. I probably didn't pull off all 10 rounds like Showbox said I did, but I certainly feel I pulled off 8 out of 2. About an 8 out of 2, certainly.
Yeah, I definitely thought you had the lead. You kind of controlled the pace. I thought you came out with a smart game plan. In round one, you brought the fight straight to him.
Right.
No hesitation. What was his power like? Because they were building up his power, saying he could hit, and you come straight at him. What does that say about your style, and what did you feel in his power?
You know, that's a good observation, man. Yeah, but you know, me coming at person, like, where you supposed to matador a bull? But I feel like, I'm like, this dude ain't finna be backing me up, man. This dude ain't finna come out with feeling that he's confident. I don't always come out my fights like that, but just knowing that he feels, since he bores through these guys within 3 rounds, all of his opponents, this is not gonna be that type of party. So I had to show him out the gate that this ain't gonna be that type of party, and me going forward, it just showed him that I wasn't afraid of him. I can punch just as hard as you. And to answer your question, he did have some decent power, you know what I mean? It wasn't no, I mean, I sparred with guys, Virgil Hunter's Wolf. He's one of those type of fighters. But
yeah, he just knocked out Bradis Prescott.
He just knocked out Prescott, yes, and he has, I mean, power like that, you know. So it's not nothing that's, as you can see, I wasn't disturbed by anything, and I'm not beat up, battered, or bruised. Check me out. I mean, just a couple of days from the fight, you know, I ain't hiding nothing. You know what I mean? And
no
I'm good.
Sunglasses.
No nothing, man. So with that being said, it was some cool power, and I mean, power is power to me. You know, I can get hit by my 3-year-old son in the eye and be like, damn, that hurt. You know what I mean? So power, I mean, it don't feel good.
Now, speaking of your power, your right hand, money punch, you were landing that often. Do you think you ever hurt him in the fight?
I certainly did, and there was a few times that I hurt him and didn't capitalize. My brother had pointed out to me. I was only able to see a few of the highlights of the fight. I haven't been able to review the whole fight, but I seen that times when my brother's like, this is where you hurt him. And I actually seen that, I heard him there, like, damn, I didn't even notice it. I'm just fighting. And he was able actually to show a good poker face, to be honest, poker face. But it was times where my brother showed me, like, look how his leg did this. And I seen that I was able to hurt him.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact round, maybe like round 8 or 9. You backed him up. Well, he actually started backing up, and the whole fight he was coming at them. How do you deal with the style as wild as his? Because that's one of my observations. I noticed he just was real wild. Some people say you have a wild style, but he was like swinging like with bad intentions on everything.
Right. Well, you deal with that is you have to be able to stick in there, because a lot of people they break from it. They you know, they go into a defense, or they may go into a shell. But you can't just stay in the shell. You'll lose a fight from just staying in the shell. And when a guy got power, good decent power in both hands, you start getting beat up. And he was punching at anything. It wasn't like he was aiming. You know, he was just swinging away. So a lot of boxers, a lot of times fall to stuff like that. A la Roner when he fought Madonna, you know what I mean? It was that same type of style. And I'm not comparing the style and saying one is just as good as him, but just hard punching and throwing at certain angles. I mean, you're able to throw up some basic boxing off. But I said that to say that I was able to negate that and be able to keep him away from doing what he was normally able to do best.
Now, I was doing round-by-round tweets on Twitter, and then I also posted on Instagram. Almost all the feedback that I got was like, man, they robbed Mayfield. To me, it was an easy win for you. I thought you did enough, and that was kind of the feedback I got. I thought the Showtime commentators were flip-flopping a bit, but at the end they even said you won the fight.
Right.
They were kind of saying his power. You're in there not making him look like he has the power that they say he has because of how you were dealing with it.
Right.
So was there any time where you were like badly hurt? Anything?
No, I mean, to be honest, in the beginning, it was like he did catch me with a decent shot where, you know, I felt it. It was like, okay, we in the game. But it's like, it's nothing that every fighter that you know, or even, I even know saying fighter, people, if you had a street fight, you got punches like, okay, we fighting. It ain't like, oh, we fighting, you know what I mean? So it just kind of like, it woke my game up is what we call it. Man, he woke my game up where I felt like, and then it really put me all the way into the fight. I mean, keeping in mind, I hadn't fought in 6 months, you know, you just kind of get used to certain things. But I mean, it's happened in Swarm before. You get hit, and it's like, okay, yeah, it's game time. First, it'd be like, it's game time. When you get hit, it's like, ah, yeah, it's game time. So it was like one of them. And as you can see from the beginning of the round, I hadn't felt anything after that. And if I did, I wasn't affected by it at all.
So that's what brought the Filmo out?
It certainly did, and that's a good reference, man, because it woke my game up, woke my pit bull game up, man, and I was in there shaking.
I see the cap. How the Niners gonna do this year?
Man, the Niners gonna do real splendid, man. We back on top, man. I'm telling you that right now. And it ain't all the way official yet, but we're gonna be back in the game, back on top, man. And you know, I'm gonna keep on representing, doing what I gotta do, you know, and represent the Bay Area and represent me and my folks, man. And as you know, as everybody's seen, if you ain't seen it, and I got robbed. It was a straight robbery. I'm not feeling it at all. You know, a person be like, well, you know, you lost the fight, man. I'm not feeling it at all. You know what I mean? And it's like, I got a few losses, but maybe to make these dudes feel like they can beat Mayfield, man. Now, you know what I mean? Because of the losses. They've been ducking me for a long time, man.
Now, I heard a rumor, maybe you could add some clarification to it. I heard after the fight he had to go to the hospital because you had broke his jaw. Right. Did you hear anything like that?
Yeah, well, you know, when I first seen him after, you know, he actually in the back told me I won the fights, you know what I mean? And, you know, yeah.
He told you that?
Yeah, well, he was like, man, he said it wasn't him. He's like, that wasn't me, man. I don't know what you did, man. And he said it in other words. He didn't say you won the fight, but he was like, my hat goes off to you, man, and
like I wasn't myself that night.
He's saying it wasn't him. No, it wasn't. You were yourself. It just was Mayfield was all over you. You feel me? But now, nevertheless, man, I had a good camp. You know, to be honest, you know, I feel like I sort of got towards the overtraining part because I feel like I had more on offer. But you know, I'm not sure if people know this, but I was going to be on the Andre Ward card, and you know, me and Andre Ward's good friends. But anyhow. You know, they were looking to put me on a card August 6th, and I had already been in camp for that several weeks before that.
Okay.
So, you know, I was like, I started feeling like I was peaking a little later. I had to kind of back out, you know what I mean? If people know the game of fighting, it's not just getting in shape 12 weeks on all the way for a blast. It's a way of peaking that fighters do 6 to 8 weeks. And when you don't get that 6 to 8 weeks, or if you go past it, you can over peak. And then sometimes if you don't get that 6 to 8 weeks, you can stay under it and not be there to peak. So it's definitely a science to the sport, but nevertheless, I feel like I gave myself a nice B towards the top opponent that I fought.